Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading. I am genuinely glad you are here because what is happening in your energy right now is something I find fascinating and important, and I think you are going to recognize it the moment I name it. You are being pulled, not pushed, not directed, pulled. Something beneath the surface is calling you downward into territory that most people never go, asking you to look at truths that surface explanations have never satisfied. And the mysteries that have been circling you, the questions that will not let you rest, the things you sense are there but cannot quite fully see yet, they are beginning to reveal themselves. Let's dive in together and see what the cards are showing. I want to start by honoring something about you before we even pull the first card. Scorpio, you have always known that there is a level below the level everyone else is looking at. While others accept the first explanation, the obvious answer, the surface story, you have always felt the pull of what lies underneath. It is not suspicion, it is perception, a deep cellular knowing that what is visible is rarely the whole truth. And that perception is not just a personality trait right now. It is activated, it is working, it is your greatest gift in this moment, and the cards are about to show you why. Let's see what is showing up for your current energy. The Death card. And Libras, let me say this before anything else. The Death card in tarot is not about physical death, not ever in this context. The Death card is about profound, irreversible transformation. It is about the ending of one thing so that something entirely different can begin. It is the caterpillar going into the chrysalis. It is the shedding of a skin that no longer fits. And for Scorpio, the sign most associated with this card, the sign that was literally made for this kind of transformation, this card arriving in your current energy feels like coming home. Something is ending for you right now, Scorpio. Something is being shed. And you may have been feeling it as a kind of internal pressure, a restlessness, a sense that you cannot go back to who you were before, even if part of you wants to. That is the death card doing its work. The old version, the old story, the old way of understanding yourself or your situation. It is releasing. And beneath it, something new is waiting. Let me pull another card to clarify this energy. Tell me more, Spirit. The moon. Oh, yes, absolutely yes. The moon is the card of the deep psyche, the subconscious, the things that move in the dark that we know are there even when we cannot see them. The moon rules illusion, intuition, the mysteries of what lies beneath consciousness. And for Scorpio, right now, the moon appearing alongside the death card is extraordinary. You are in a moon phase of your life. The depths are active. The subconscious is bringing things to the surface that need to be seen, examined, understood. The moon also speaks to the mysteries revealing themselves in a very specific way. They do not reveal themselves all at once. They reveal themselves the way moonlight works, gradually illuminating, showing you just enough to move forward, keeping enough in shadow to maintain the sacred mystery while still guiding your path. What you are discovering right now is coming through in layers, each layer more significant than the last. One more card for your current energy. What else is happening for Scorpio right now? The Hanged Man. And this is perfect. The Hanged Man is the card of the in between, of suspension, of choosing to pause and see from a completely different angle. The figure hangs upside down, not in distress, but in stillness, with an expression of almost serene understanding. Because when you turn your perspective completely around, you see things you could never see right side up. And that is exactly what is happening for you, Scorpio. You have chosen, consciously or unconsciously, to stop trying to understand your life from the ordinary vantage point. You are looking at things from underneath, from inside, from a completely different angle than before. And what you are seeing from there is changing everything. The Hanged Man alongside the moon, alongside the death card, tells me you are in a deeply transformational inner journey right now. The surface world may look more or less the same to people around you, but inside, something major is shifting. Something is being revealed that cannot be unrevealed. If you are feeling this so far, let me know in the comments. Just drop a yes or tell me which of these cards is resonating for you. I would love to know. Let me look at your recent past now because what you have been through recently is directly connected to why you are diving as deep as you are right now. Spirit, show me what has been happening for Scorpio. The Five of Cups. Oh, Scorpio. So something happened, something that caused loss, disappointment, grief. The Five of Cups is not a minor card. It shows a figure standing before three spilled cups, looking down at what was lost. While behind them, and this is the part that matters, two cups still stand upright, still full. Something in your recent past caused real pain, real loss. Something you invested in, believed in, built energy around. It did not go the way you hoped or expected. And the Five of Cups says that for a time, you focused on the spilled cups, and that was valid. The grief was real. The loss was real. You are not the kind of person who bypasses your feelings. You go into them fully, because that is how you process. That is your nature, and it is not a flaw. It is how you move through things. But here is what Spirit wants me to point out. The two standing cups behind you are still there, still full. What has not been lost is asking for your attention now. Let me pull another card for the recent past. What else? The Eight of Cups. Yes, after the Five of Cups comes the Eight of Cups, and this tells me the story. After the loss, you walked away. You chose to leave something behind, not because you stopped caring. Scorpio almost never stops caring, but because you understood, in that deep way that you understand things, that staying would be choosing stagnation over growth. The Eight of Cups shows a figure walking away from eight perfectly arranged cups under the light of a full moon, heading towards something unknown in the distance. They leave without drama. They simply go. Scorpio, you have been on a journey. You walked away from something, a situation, a relationship, a version of yourself, a belief system, and you began moving towards something you cannot yet fully name. And that walking away, that choice, is what initiated the deep dive you are now in. Because when you leave the familiar behind, you enter the territory of genuine self discovery. And that is where the mysteries live. What else does Spirit want to show me about the recent past? The Nine of Swords is here. So, alongside the leaving, alongside the transformation, there has been mental anguish, nights of going over things, waking in the dark hours with your mind running, scenarios replaying, fears about what you might find if you look too closely, or fears about what you might have lost that cannot be recovered. The Nine of Swords names that experience without judgment. It says, yes, there has been suffering, real suffering, the kind that happens when the mind grapples with things it cannot yet fully understand. And here is the important thing about the Nine of Swords in the recent past position. It is behind you. You are moving through it, not arriving at it. The suffering of not knowing, the anxiety of the depths you are beginning to explore, that acute pain is softening because something is beginning to be revealed. And partial revelation, even one layer of truth understood, begins to quiet the Nine of Swords mind. All right, let's look at what is coming in for you now. The incoming energy for Scorpio. Spirit, what is arriving? The Hierophant. Now, this is fascinating in this context. The Hierophant is traditionally the card of established systems, of teachers, of sacred knowledge passed down. But in the context of your reading today, of diving deep, of mysteries revealing themselves, the Hierophant appears as the keeper of esoteric knowledge, the guardian of what is hidden within tradition, within wisdom systems, within the sacred. And this card arriving in your incoming energy suggests that some of the revelations coming to you are going to have a quality of ancient knowing to them, as if you are not just learning something new, but remembering something you have always known. For some of you, this may manifest as a literal teacher arriving, someone who carries wisdom you need and is about to appear in your life. For others, it is an inner teacher awakening, that part of you that holds ancient knowing and is finally being listened to. What else is coming in? The Ace of Wands. Oh, this is exciting. The Ace of Wands is pure creative fire, the spark of new inspiration, the lightning bolt of passionate new beginning. And it arriving in your incoming energy after everything we have seen in your recent past tells me something wonderful. What has been shed through the Death card, what has been left behind in the Eight of Cups, what has been processed through the Nine of Swords, all of that clearing is making space for something new to ignite in you. The Ace of Wands says something is being lit, a passion, a direction, a creative force, a new desire. It is sparking into life. For Scorpio, the Ace of Wands in this context also speaks to the fire of discovery, the passion of going deeper, of seeking truth, of the genuine excitement that comes when you begin to see something that was previously hidden. That fire is activating in you, and it is going to carry you further than you have gone before. Let me pull more incoming energy cards. There is so much coming towards you right now. The Six of Wands. Yes. This is the card of victory, of recognition, of success after effort. And it arriving alongside the Ace of Wands tells me that what Scorpio is discovering, what is being revealed through this deep dive, is going to lead to a genuine triumph. Not necessarily a public celebration, though for some of you it may be exactly that, but an internal victory. The sense of having gone somewhere difficult and come back with something real. The Six of Wands after the Eight of Cups journey is the returning hero energy. You went into the depths. You found the truth. You are coming back changed. One more card for incoming energy. What else, Spirit? The Temperance card. Oh, this is beautiful and significant. Temperance is the card of alchemy, of taking two things that seem opposite and combining them into something greater than either could be alone. It is also the card of integration, of finding the middle path, of patience and divine timing. And for Scorpio, right now, temperance arriving in your incoming energy speaks to the integration of everything you are discovering. The mysteries revealing themselves are going to ask you to hold complexity, to integrate what you find rather than categorize it into simple good or bad, right or wrong. Temperance says the truth you are finding is nuanced, and you are capable of holding that nuance. In fact, that capacity for nuance is one of Scorpio's greatest and most underestimated gifts. Now let's go deep, really deep, because this is where your reading becomes extraordinary, Scorpio, and Spirit is pulling me strongly toward a specific area. The deep dive I am being called to explore is the mysteries themselves, what they are revealing, what they mean, and what they are going to change for you. Spirit, show me everything about what Scorpio is discovering in the depths. The High Priestess. She is here again, and in this context for Scorpio, she is speaking a very specific language. The High Priestess is the guardian of secret knowledge. She sits before a veil, and behind that veil is everything that is hidden, everything that cannot be seen by those who are not ready to see it. For most people, the veil stays closed. But for Scorpio right now, in this period of deep diving, Spirit is showing me that the veil is beginning to open. You are being given access to your own depths, to truths about your situation, to knowledge that has been there all along, but was waiting for you to be in exactly this state of readiness. And I want you to hold that image for a moment because it changes how the journey feels. When you know that what is waiting at the deepest level is the star, that what the mysteries are ultimately revealing is light, the diving feels different. It feels less like descending into something to fear and more like descending towards something sacred. Now, let's talk about what to watch for in this period, because Spirit has some specific awareness it wants to bring through for you. What does Scorpio need to be mindful of right now? The Ten of Swords. So here is what Spirit is cautioning you about. The Ten of Swords is the card of the story we tell about defeat, of laying down and accepting the worst possible interpretation of what has happened, of saying, this is the worst, this is the end, this cannot be recovered from. And Spirit is not saying that is where you are. It is saying that is a trap you may be tempted by in this period of deep exploration. Because when you go into the depths and find things that are painful, limiting beliefs, old wounds, truths about situations that are uncomfortable, there can be a temptation for Scorpio to go very dark with those discoveries, to interpret every truth as confirmation of the worst. The Ten of Swords warns against that particular lens. The depths are revealing truth, yes, but truth is not always the worst. In fact, as the star at the bottom of your reading shows, the deepest truth is one of hope and possibility. Watch for the voice that interprets every difficult discovery as confirmation of darkness. That voice is not truth. That is old pain speaking. How does Scorpio navigate this? Spirit, give me the guidance. The Strength card. Your power, Scorpio, in this moment is exactly what the Strength card shows. The gentle, patient mastery of what is wild within you. The figure in the Strength card does not fight the lion. They do not run from it. They place their hands gently on its head, and the lion becomes calm. Your instinct right now may be to fight what you are finding, or to be overwhelmed by it, or to run from the darker discoveries. The strength card says, go slowly, go gently. The power is in presence, not force. You can look at everything that is being revealed without being destroyed by it, because you are stronger than you know. Strength also speaks to endurance, to the capacity to sustain this journey. You have what it takes to go all the way, Scorpio. The card would not show up for you if you did not. Let me look now at the bigger picture, the longer incoming energy for Scorpio, because what is beginning now has a trajectory that is truly remarkable. Spirit, what is the larger energy coming towards Scorpio? The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this is significant. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the most powerful cards in the major arcana. It speaks to major life shifts, to divine timing clicking into place, to cycles turning in ways that feel both fated and earned. And it appearing in your longer term incoming energy tells me that this period of deep diving and mystery revelation is not just an inner journey. It is the pivot point of a larger cycle turning in your favor. The wheel always turns. What has been at the bottom rises. What has been at the top shifts. And for Scorpio right now, the wheel is turning toward an upswing that has been building through everything you have been processing and releasing and transforming. You are not just discovering things about yourself in the depths, you are setting the stage for a major life shift. What else is coming in longer term? The Two of Cups. Beautiful. After all the depth and transformation and solo journey, the Two of Cups speaks to genuine heart level connection, arriving or deepening, a partnership, a relationship, an alignment with another person that carries real emotional truth. The Two of Cups is not surface connection, it is soul recognition, and it appearing in your future energy tells me that as you emerge from this deep dive transformed, as the authentic version of you becomes more fully expressed, the connections in your life reflect that, like, real calls to real. For some of you, this speaks to a specific person. For others, it is the quality of all your connections shifting, becoming more genuine, more substantive, more truly mutual, more cards for the longer view. Tell me everything, Spirit. The Nine of Pentacles. Independence, self sufficiency, the pride and satisfaction of having built something real from your own effort and wisdom. The Nine of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards for this position because it speaks to Scorpio standing in the fullness of what they have created, materially, emotionally, spiritually. After the journey, after the depths, after the transformation, there is an arrival at a place of genuine sufficiency, of having exactly what you need, built by your own hands and guided by your own deep knowing. This is not a small energy, Scorpio. The Nine of Pentacles is the energy of someone who went through the fire and came out knowing their own worth in an unshakable way. That is what this journey is building toward. One final card for incoming energy. What last piece does Spirit want to show me? The Empress. Oh, the Empress. Creation, abundance, fertility of ideas and endeavors. The power of feminine creative force at its fullest expression. The Empress appearing at the end of your longer term incoming energy is extraordinary and deeply right for this reading. After the Death card, after the Eight of Cups, after the Moon and the deep diving, after the releasing and the transforming and the discovering, comes the Empress. Abundance, creative power, life generating more life. What dies and transforms makes space for new creation, and the Empress is that creation. She is what grows in the cleared ground. She is what blooms after the old thing releases. She is your future, Scorpio, after this extraordinary inner journey. Let me pull a few final messages from your guides. What does Spirit most want Scorpio to know right now? The first message coming through is this: what you find in the dark is not to be feared. This is Spirit speaking very directly to you. The depths you are entering hold truth, and truth, even when it is uncomfortable, is always less frightening than the unknown. What you have been sensing, what has been pulling at you from below the surface, is real, and seeing it clearly is the gift, not the danger. The danger was not seeing it. Second message from Spirit. Your ability to perceive what is hidden is a sacred gift, not a burden. Spirit wants to honor explicitly and directly the part of you that sometimes wishes you could not see so clearly, that wishes you could be satisfied with the surface explanation, the part that sometimes finds your own perception exhausting. Spirit is saying that depth of sight is not a curse, it is a form of service to yourself, to those you love, and to a world that needs people who are willing to look at what is real. You are one of those people. And right now, that gift is operating at a level that is going to change your life. Final message: the last energy coming through for you, Scorpio, is very simple and very powerful. Keep going. Do not stop at the first layer of revelation. Do not stop at the second. The truth that will change everything most is the one at the very bottom, and you have what it takes to reach it. Scorpio, I want to bring everything together for you now, and I want to do it properly because this reading has been profound. What I have seen today is a Scorpio in the middle of one of the most significant inner journeys of their life. The Death card initiated a transformation that you did not fully choose. It chose you. The Eight of Cups required a courage that most people do not have, the courage to walk away from what no longer serves, even when you do not know what comes next. The moon opened the gates of the subconscious and invited you into territory that your conscious mind had been keeping carefully managed. And what is being revealed in those depths? A scarcity belief that is not your truth, an old story that has been quietly running. And beneath that, the King of Wands energy, brilliant and powerful, that is your actual nature. The star, glowing at the absolute root of everything, confirming that light is what this journey is ultimately about. The mysteries are revealing themselves, not all at once. The moon does not work that way, but layer by layer, with perfect timing, they are showing you what you most need to see. And the Wheel of Fortune says, this is the pivot. The Empress says, what comes from this is creation. The star says, the light was always there. You went into the depths, Scorpio. You had the courage to go where most people will not. And what you are bringing back from that journey is going to change not just how you understand yourself, but how you move through the world. Trust the dive. Trust what is being revealed. Trust the process of each layer showing itself in its perfect time. In the days following this reading, pay attention to what surfaces: a thought that arrives during a quiet moment, a dream with unusual clarity, a conversation that goes deeper than expected, a feeling that something is becoming clear that was previously obscured. Each of these is another layer of the mystery completing itself for you. If this reading resonated with you today, please drop a comment below. Tell me you received this or share which part of the reading hit you most deeply. I genuinely love hearing from you. If this reading served you, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know this content is reaching people who truly need it. And if you know a Scorpio who is in the middle of a deep internal journey right now, share this reading with them. They may not even have words for what they are experiencing, but they will recognize it the moment they hear it named. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you are here for every reading. Your journey continues, Scorpio, and there is so much more to discover. The depths are revealing their secrets, the mysteries are showing their faces, and you, Scorpio, are exactly the kind of soul who was born to receive them, sending you so much love and strength. I will see you in the next one. Take care.